Hello, welcome to Jason Cavness Experience. I'm your host, Jason Cavness. Our guest today is Swetha. Swetha, thanks for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So, first question off the bat. So, you do a lot of mountain climbing, mountaineering, hiking, etc., etc. Has there been a time you were like, shit, this might be the time I actually fucking die?
I think something that's actually pretty interesting is I'm really scared of heights. I've been scared of heights since I was a kid. And I think I got scared a lot of times, even when I wasn't actually in any inherent danger. But I haven't had any really close calls. I've seen other people have really close calls in front of me, which like definitely startles me. But yeah, like I think I turn around at the right moments. So like I know myself really well.
So a lot of people say they're scared of heights, but is it scared of heights or are you scared of falling? I think there's a difference.
Yeah. That's a good distinction. It's definitely falling because I think if I'm on a very secure kind of building or something with like high railing, I know that I'm not going to fall. Mm. But if the railing's like below my waist, I'm like, oh, maybe I can fall over, tip over.
So what's the highest mountain you've climbed so far?
I was going to do Rainier this year, but things got in the way and I had to push it off. So that would have been the highest peak. But I've done several across the North Cascades. And I think maybe the highest one would be the Sahali Peak. Mm. That one was a fun one. It had a rock scramble at the top. So it's definitely scary.
And you have a group of friends you go with all the time? You go by yourself? How does that work?
Yeah. When you do more intense mountain climbing, you need a group of really close people that you trust, because you have to do rope teams, and essentially like you're putting your life in their hands, like, and them to you. So like I wouldn't feel entirely comfortable at this point in my like journey to be doing things by myself.
Yeah, so since we're assuming that you're pretty strong, I guess you can't be like a weakling doing this, right? Like you gotta have like some kind of muscle upper body strength, right?
Yeah. I think it's also different from gym strength. Like I wouldn't say a person who like works at the gym like would be the best on the mountain. Like you need to definitely train in a very specific type of way to kind of thrive in that environment.
And so like suppose like someone decided today, or let's say it's July 1st. It's July 1st. They say, no, I don't want to climb a mountain. Like how long do they plan for training, right? Yeah,
so there's a lot of mountains, and some of them are really small and non-technical, and some of them are quite large and very technical. And that's kind of what it's based off of. Like if someone's like, I want to go and do Mount Si, that's a pretty approachable one. Mm-hmm. There's low risk associated with that. But let's just say like, I've seen a lot of people underestimate Rainier. It has a 50% success rate. Mm-hmm. So only half the times people actually can make it to the top. And it's very much related to like experience, weather, a lot of conditions, right? And I would just say like that one, you definitely need to practice being comfortable falling. Mm-hmm. So many people are not comfortable falling. Yeah. But that's like a natural thing, right? Like there's skills that you have to build up for these types of mountains. So
this is kind of dark, right? But I know a lot of people like plan to climb Mount Everest. They're motivated to climb Mount Everest. They're ready. But then Mount Everest, I heard, is a trail filled with dead bodies of people that make it, right?
Yeah.
Like 100% motivated, and then like, for whatever reason, yeah.
I mean, even the most skilled climbers, even Sherpas, right? Like they also die on Everest, because it is just like an unforgiving mountain. Like even though you might have all the skills, the weather can turn at any moment. Something unpredictable can happen. And for Everest specifically, I would never approach it actually. That's me.
Yeah. What's the mountain you haven't done yet that you do want to do?
I mean, Rainier for sure.
Yeah, Rainier, okay.
But also, I guess worldwide, it would be probably Mont Blanc in France. It's like actually in 3 different countries, Switzerland, France, and Italy. Yeah.
So what made you get into this in the first place? Like just randomly, like I need more adventure in my life.
Yeah, I think my mom is my biggest motivator in a lot of these things. She had a big moment where she realized that she wanted to do a lot more than just work in her life. And she just pursued so many hobbies. And this is one of those things that stuck. And I kind of tagged along for like her training hikes. And I realized I liked it a lot. So I've been in this since I was a kid.
Okay. So like when you start doing this, we do this now, like where you're like, okay, I want to do mountain climbing. Let me convince my friends to do it too. Or did you find another group of friends who are already doing mountain climbing?
Yeah, so I had to find a different group of friends that...
They're like, you're crazy as shit. Right? I ain't doing this crazy, that's crazy as shit.
Yeah. I mean, everybody loves a good, like, cute little hike.
Mm-hmm. Let's go a couple miles, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, maybe there's, like, a lake at the end. We can go swimming in the lake. But if you're like, yeah, let's pick up some ice axe.
Let's risk my life.
Let's risk our life. Rope teams, like, 12-plus miles. They're definitely going to freak out a little bit.
And these mountain climbs, they use like over the weekend. Like, can you do it in one day? Just depends.
Yeah, it depends on the mountain. Some you need like it's better to do it in 2 days, so you should like stay one night. But most things here, like if it's not technical, then you can most likely get up in a day.
And so, what do you mean we say it's technical?
Technical is when you need to use special equipment and have skills for it. Okay. So, for example, if there's a glacier, then it could potentially have crevices, so like breaks in the glacier.
Okay.
And you could potentially fall into them.
Not a good thing. Not a good day.
No. So you need specific training and equipment to make sure that you don't die.
So you like suppose you do go to a mountain Rainier, right, to do it. Do you have like tell the authorities, hey, I don't know, Department of Highway or Department of whatever, or like Interior Land, I'm doing this hike on this day.
Yeah.
Just in case, like, hey, something happens, they know where you're at.
You need permits for Rainier. Okay. To submit Rainier, you need specific time slots. So you can either get it like day of, I think. You can just go up and like try to see if there's any more permits left for the day, because they only allow so many summits. Yeah. So they will know if you're on the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what excites you about mountain climbing? What's like your your adrenaline rush, so to speak?
Yeah, for me, I feel like every year of my life, I try to do something very, very challenging, something that makes me feel like I achieved something big. Like it makes me want to like keep going, like getting better and better, I guess. And mountaineering, I feel like, is one of those things that I've always found extremely difficult, both mentally and physically. Like with my fears, right? Getting to the top is a big thing, but also getting down from the top is...
To me, it'd be the getting down, right? That'd be my thing. You always like climb up or something like an obstacle, right? You go to the top, then you have to come down. To me, I always like my things like coming down would always get me.
Oh yeah, coming down is definitely the harder part. Like I don't think most people understand that.
Yeah, because there's no helicopter up there waiting to fly you off, right?
Yeah, that's the worst case scenario, having to get airlifted.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. So you might not know this, but do you happen to know like the youngest person to climb a mountain and the oldest to climb any kind of mountain?
I'm not sure, but there are some like insane people that just do like the like craziest thing at the youngest age, or like there'll be people that are like, I think I was backpacking like 100 miles in Patagonia, and there's this 72-year-old lady that was keeping up with us. It was crazy.
I think a lot of that too. I think at an older age, you're like, okay, I know my life has like fears ahead. Let me like do as much as I can. Yeah. Instead of, but it's good for you. Like I know a lot of people like, oh, I'll wait till I retire. Like you retire at 65, you don't know how your health's gonna be, your economic things. You need to do shit now where you can, regardless of your age. I think Yeah,
for sure. I think you definitely have to have a balance with that. You can't wait to have fun.
No, you can't. And so does back climbing, it's called mountain, so it's mountaineering, and I know you do it, but more advanced level hiking, so it's like backcountry hiking or something, or?
Yeah, so backcountry hiking is more so like unmaintained trails, and you need skills for that, finding the way and stuff, if there's no particular trail. And then there's backpacking, where you take all your stuff with you for several days. And then mountaineering is specifically when you see like a person with an ice axe and the helmet, and like that's what they're doing.
Those two probably like kind of combine together.
It's in different like parts, I guess, like different types of mountains. Backpacking doesn't even have to be on a mountain. You can backpack anywhere. Yeah, but I would say that they're pretty separate, but most people that do one do the others as well.
So when you pack, like how do you start with the pack, right? Because you gotta make sure you pack enough, but you don't want to pack too much.
Oh yeah.
Like you obviously I'm guessing you bring food, whatever, water, but obviously don't want to bring too much. Like how do you like decide? Or you pretty much have it down to like a science now?
Yeah. I definitely made the mistake of overpacking at the beginning. And the thing is, if your pack is heavier, you'll go slower and it'll be more miserable. But if you don't pack the essentials, then you're gonna be in a problem. You should never skimp on the essentials. But I would say after doing it for a while, I know exactly how much food I need. And then I maybe pack like a little bit more. And the things you really want to cut down are the weight that you can't get rid of. Like food and water will reduce as you walk because you'll consume it. But if you have like a bunch of random stuff in your pack, like I used to be like, oh yeah, like let me pack some cards to have some fun up at the top. Like even that pack of card is like, it's too much sometimes.
Yeah, I guess like if you pack too big of a coat, because at first cold, you still walking around, you get new exercise, you're heating up, so you have this big coat on. Like,
yeah,
what have I done?
Like that's why almost everything. If you go to like an REI, they'll have like a range of things that you can buy, and like the most expensive thing will be maybe like 0.25 pounds less than the other item.
Yeah.
But it'll be infinitely like more expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it's worth it. It's like actually so worth it.
So I've never climbed a mountain, but I heard people say that the one thing they always regret is they never take enough sunscreen. They like always underestimate how much sunscreen they need.
Yes. I have melanin and that doesn't do that much for me up there. Like I think I've got sunburnt specifically on my lips and on my eyelids.
I've heard like the craziest spot, like
Yeah,
like eyelids. Who would imagine like your eyelids, right?
Yeah, no, like now I look kind of crazy. I like slather on like a thick coating on my eyelids now.
Yeah. So suppose somebody does want to do mountain climbing or get involved. What advice do you have for them to get started?
Yeah, I would definitely say to take it slow. I think what I've been seeing with a lot of people is Instagram is becoming a huge motivator, which is great. Honestly, I love it when people want to pursue new hobbies, but I think they jump into the deep end. Like it takes a lot of comfort to get to a certain level. And I think, especially with the way things are going right now, there's like less funding for a lot of things like in national parks, and there's like no staff. So like if you need help, you might be screwed. Yeah. So I would just say like definitely like build your way up. Like, even if you think you're doing like a small thing, don't jump straight into something crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So all hobbies cost money, right? Is this a pretty expensive hobby to have, to mountain climbing?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You think it's pretty free because you're just
walking, right?
Just walking around.
Yeah.
I would say maybe hiking to a certain extent is pretty okay because you just need you might need a good pair of hiking shoes, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. But you need rope, you need ice axe, you need a hat. I mean, a hard hat. You need a crampons. You need a backpacking bag. You need a day pack. Like I could keep going. Sleeping bag, and you want a lightweight sleeping bag too. That itself is like so expensive. So it does have a big starting cost.
A lot of females do this.
I would say no, actually. Okay. There's not many, and I think at the beginning when I started, there were even less. Yeah. Right now, I'm starting to see a lot more females. But it was definitely a male-dominated sport, I guess. I think it's specifically because in the rope teams and there's a lot of physical strength involved. And when you want to be in a rope team with someone, you want weight to match up. Like I'm not heavy.
So does everyone look at you like, what? No, she's not gonna. I'm sure they'll tell you someone look at you like, she's not gonna hold her weight. Like, man, like we got to figure out how to compensate for her. Kind of like that. That is. And you're like, no, I am super fit.
yeah. Like you need to have confidence in yourself and the people around you. Yeah. So I always go with the same people. We have 6 people that we trust. But yeah, it's a huge thing because you're putting your life on the line, right? Like you could get hurt really badly if you trust the wrong person, and definitely if you look at something and you're like, oh, she's so small. Yeah. What is she going to do? That's definitely a fear, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of a crossover, right? So there's not very many females in mountaineering. And you're in tech, there's not very many females in tech either, right? How do you like kind of transverse those two different worlds, being like a lot of times the only female?
Yeah, I think I was pretty, I guess, fortunate for this, but I have a hard time noticing things, I guess, which works in like a good way and a bad way, where like I always take things in the best way possible. I think the interns at my old company always thought I was like annoying for being overly optimistic. But I think I always like never really minded what type of room I was in. Like if I was in a room full of men, I wouldn't even notice that I was the only woman, and I would always just think I belong. Like what would be the reason that I wouldn't, right?
Yeah. So you also do, I'm getting this wrong, you do some kind of Indian technical dance or Indian dancing too? Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I do Indian traditional dance. It's actually quite popular here. It's called Bharatanatyam, and almost like I would say almost every like I would say maybe 80% of all Indian girls that I talk to that are about my age like tried it or fully pursue it like at some point in their life. Yeah.
And so you said you went backpacking or cross one country, whatever, in Patagonia. Mm-hmm. How was that?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Where is that at anyway? It's in South America?
Yeah, that's in Chile.
Okay.
So the Patagonia range, it goes from like in Chile, there's a part in Chile and in Argentina. And I was on the Chile side. It's a really popular trek. It's called the O-Trek, Torres del Paine National Park. Yeah, it was a really great experience. That was my longest backpacking trip. It was 9 days long.
Damn.
Yeah.
You were by yourself with other people?
I was with other people.
Okay.
I think it would take another level of just like mental strength to do it alone.
So you have a bucket list place to go backpacking at?
Right now, not really.
Okay.
I think I finally like unlocked that when I went to Patagonia, and it's insane because you meet so many people that are just from other places, and it's so normal to just take months off and just walk for 6 months. Like I think I met so many people, everybody from Australia, New Zealand, Europe, they've been walking for like 9 months or 6 months, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Man, like, yeah.
That's a lot.
I think it's called the Appalachian Trails in the eastern part of the country. I think a lot of people think I walk the Appalachian Trail.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think isn't some trail like from San Diego to Seattle?
Oh yeah, the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah, I've heard people walking that, like documenting and stuff,
Yeah, that one's a popular one for people up here.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of walking.
Yeah, and I think it gets boring.
Yeah, and how do you justify taking all the time off? I guess if you're retired or have a lot of money, you just like, I have no life. Let me walk for 10 days,
Yeah. I would say like specifically the Pacific Crest Trail, now that you bring it up, what I've heard is that it's quite beautiful. You get everything like all the way up from northern Washington all the way down to California, which is just beautiful. But also like there's so many stretches that are just trees and nothing.
It's just you, nothing else.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people do well there. But
well, this is my thing, right? It is a wilderness, right? Like where you can do your walking, Mr. Mountain Lion walks up or Mr. Bear walks up, right? Like how many people walk these trails and like don't come back, right? Because nature doesn't joke around, right?
Yeah, it is nature, like the wilderness, like you're walking into their territory.
Yeah.
But I would say like in all my time hiking, backpacking, mountaineering, like everything, I haven't had any bad encounters with wildlife because I stay far away and I make sure I'm not bothering anything.
So you do a lot of travel in different countries. What's your like bucket list country you haven't been to yet?
Oh yeah, I haven't been to any other Asian country other than India.
Okay.
So I think all the Southeast Asian countries are definitely on the bucket list. And also, I love South America. I love Central America. My time like in Costa Rica was amazing. So I think I would just want to explore those areas more.
Yeah, I know we talk about more people who travel. Like we talk about how the World Cup's going on in the United States. Like all these Europeans are like saying how much they love America. Like their countries lied to them. Like one guy put, I was told my first day I was in a gun battle, like Americans are rude. And these Europeans just like loving America. Like they're like being blown away by Whataburger, Texas barbecue, of all the things, ranch, condiment dressing. They're like, The one lady called her the crack, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know, if more people travel, they would like learn different things, right? Like I told you, they're calling like the 2026 Great Sleepover, everyone having a good time.
Yeah. No, it's actually such a big thing because I feel like after like going to Costa Rica, like I just understood how like people like I learned Spanish in high school like most kids here, and they don't speak the same type of Spanish, and they also speak differently, like the same way I speak English. But it's just how nice and like hospitable people are to you, even though there's such a huge language barrier. Yeah. It always just makes you feel like so happy to be like a part of this world, I guess.
Yeah, because like I was in the Army for 25 years, traveled all the world, different countries. I've yet been in a place where like I was like, man, these people fucking suck. It hasn't happened. I mean, it might happen if it hasn't happened yet, right? Everyone's like nice, like do stuff for you, like just
Yeah. Like also I like in Costa Rica, it's really, they eat a lot of meat and I don't.
Okay.
And I thought I was going to have a lot of issues with that, but people were so nice. Yeah. I met this one lady who made something for me. Yeah. Like it wasn't even on her menu. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, you can't have meat. Okay, let me just work around with these ingredients. And
there's people everywhere, right? It's just amazing. It's just a beautiful thing seeing all these people come to America. Like, man, this is how America really is, right? Mm-hmm. And this one guy, Freddie from Germany, he's been documenting his trip on TikTok and X. It's been crazy, right? Like the stuff he sees, like he's been like different places, mind blowing. Yeah, just and we're like America, like you're impressed by going to Corral, like you're impressed by Waffle House. Good Lord, like how bad does your food suck in here? I'm like, damn.
I don't know. I think somebody mentioned how people were surprised by unlimited fries or like unlimited chips.
Free refills.
Free refills, yeah.
Oh, so we're talking about the Japanese in Dallas. I don't know if you saw this. Oh, so two stories. So this one German lady was at a restaurant. They bought a water, right? And she's like, what's this? I didn't order water. I know. I just gave it to you. Why do you bring me something I didn't ask for it? Because we bring water to everyone. That's kind of rude. Why do you bring something I want? Oh, you want me to pay for something I didn't order? It's free. Oh, it's free. Oh, what? You know, I said no clue, no idea. Yeah. And this Japanese dude in Dallas, he's a Mexican restaurant. You know, they bring the free six of chocolate, sausage chips. They bought it, and he's like, "What? I didn't do anything to deserve this."
Yeah.
Like I know you didn't. So it is like I guess in Japan, like he got a gift, and he's like, "No, take advantage of it." So he eats the chip and salsa, and the waitress said, "Oh, he's finished. Let me give him another one, right?" So the third one was like, "I have to stop being gracious. I don't know what I'm gonna do, right?" It's like, yeah. Yeah. And all the portion sizes and stuff, you know, it's like, yeah, it's just like been so like funny and like, you know, makes you feel to be a good, like, of course, America has stuff wrong with it. Of course, obviously, you know, but man, this last few months, like, man, it's like really makes you proud to be America, right? To see how this stuff is going on.
Yeah. There's always something to appreciate for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about this. So you graduated from University of Washington. Mm-hmm. So you had like 2 or 3 internships, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this is my point of view. I think a lot of college students, they graduate from college and they apply for a job. And like, I didn't get a job because they said I have no experience. Like, how am I supposed to get experience?
Yeah.
Like, no, you're supposed to do internships, right?
Yeah.
So talk about how you realized getting an internships were important and how you went about getting these internships.
Yeah. So I think my most important internship, I guess, I graduated in 3 years, so I only had one internship before I jumped straight into the industry. So my last one was in Palo Alto, and that one was a pretty difficult one to get, I guess. Took 6 rounds of interviews. I was pretty stressed out about the whole process because I guess to a kid, that's like everything. Like getting into an internship is like the biggest deal, I guess. But I think it tells you a lot about how things actually work, because in college you're really just learning about just certain topics, right? And you don't really understand how things get applied in the real world, and that most of the time it's not really those hard skills that matter that much. Like literally everything else matters a million times more than just your hard coding skills. Yeah.
And so what did you learn about yourself doing this internship?
Yeah. One thing that I actually learned about myself was that I think this was my first internship. So I had a problem with feeling like I didn't belong in the space, like the tech space. Getting into CS, I was my class had quite a few women. In the previous years, that wasn't the case. And I think a lot of people had the assumption that maybe things were easier because I was a woman in STEM, and maybe they prioritize women over men. And you sometimes internalize those types of dialogues. And it held me back for the longest time, where I put myself down. And I think this internship actually gave me the confidence to believe that I do belong. I do actually fit in perfectly. Yeah.
So how old were you when you were like, you know what, I want a career in STEM. I want to do tech stuff in tech. How old were you?
Yeah. I knew that I wanted to be in STEM probably 9th grade, like high school. I was immediately into that space. And tech specifically, I think in 12th grade, after I took some classes on it, and I thought I was just good at it. It was pretty simple reasoning. But once I got into college, I found myself not like, I think it was that fear, right? That really scares people and makes them start hating it, because like you'll love what you do until you have a constant negative emotion associated with it. But all it takes is really just like one person that supports you, or one experience that builds your confidence. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So tech is a pretty broad term, right? So when you say tech, do you mean like someone coding, product management? Like tech can be pretty vague.
Tech is really vague, yes. I mean, I've only worked in like the SaaS, like in SaaS companies, software companies. So that's specifically what I'm referring to. And I would say like a lot of my peers also work in those spaces after graduating from the Paul Allen School. Yeah.
And so do you actually know how to code also?
Yeah. That is what I learned for the past 3 years.
Okay. Any particular language? You have a go-to language you do?
I mean, now I'm in the product space for quite a long time, but we learn basically everything.
Okay.
They basically teach you everything from, like, you have to learn back-end languages, front-end languages. We went into assembly also for like hardware software interface. Yeah. So just the whole plethora, I guess.
So kind of off topic, right? So like probably 4 or 5 years ago, they told a bunch of kids in college or high school, learn to code, right? You guarantee job.
Yeah.
Now not so much, right?
No, not so much.
So what's your advice to all these people graduating college or like have degrees in software development, like pretty much like for a better term, they're kind of fucked right now, right?
Yeah, I think for anything, one thing's for sure, I'm very happy that I got a job right out of college. I know a lot of people are struggling with that. Like my own friends have been talking about it quite a bit. Like it's not, but I do know that like it's not happening immediately. Like during my brother's time, he knows himself that it was quite easy for him to, like, if he knew that he had the skills for it, he would just interview and he would get it, right? But it's been getting harder and harder. And now I would say the advice I would give from like where I'm standing is that you should have like a more rounded skill set, I guess. Because it's not just coding. Like in the past, it was just spamming the leak code questions, like all the coding questions until you run out. But right now it's like, do you have a holistic vision of the system and the processes? And do you have an understanding of the product? Even though you're not a product person, basically what I've understood from a lot of companies is that they're trying to get people to fill multiple fill multiple roles, right? So that's kind of the feedback I'm giving.
So talk about this, right? I think there's a lot of people not talking about this, right? So pretty much AI is doing all the junior developed jobs now, right? And we'll say you have mid-level and senior level jobs, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with the senior level retire or leave, mid-level goes to senior? We're not training anyone to take over the mid-level jobs, I don't think, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure because my entire experience has only been in startups.
Yeah.
So we haven't had that many levels of people to begin with. So I wouldn't be completely sure about that.
So one thing is good about you, I think you took advantage of opportunities, right? Like talk about how you had this opportunity. Like when I met you last year, you were an intern last year, right? You were actually working for Teameight.
Yeah, that was like the beginning of my full time.
So you were like an intern last year, and you kind of like took advantage of that opportunity. And now you're head of product, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about the process, like I'm guessing there's not very many 3 years out of college head of products for like a sexual startup, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think I knew Peru from my previous internship. He was at that company as well, and he started his own thing. He's the founder of this company. And I just showed interest in the product and wanting to learn more. So that's how I got the internship role. And basically through the internship, I learned everything about the product, just made sure I really got integrated, talked to everybody on the team, knew what they did, talked to him about like what they're doing in regards to like go to market, like everything, just dip my toes in everything I possibly could. And I think at that point, I basically got the training a product lead would have.
Like he had no choice but to hire you, right?
Yeah, basically.
He had no choice. I remember at the event I did last year, Cavness HR Sales Got Tech. I could be wrong, but you were the one that actually demoed the product, right?
Yes, I was.
You're the one, like you were like all in, like man. I thought this guy was the CEO. See, the CEO was calling on her, right?
Yeah. I was at the pitch event. I was the one pitching.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I do appreciate is that, like, I was so like right out of college, right, and I was given that opportunity, and I think it's like I feel like it's great when people don't see age as much. That's a great thing because I feel like young people are doing a lot nowadays. They're achieving so much and surprising people in many ways. And that was like kind of my moment where I felt like this is great. Like I feel like I can do big things.
So you say you were given the opportunity. Were you given it or did you take it? I think you took it.
I definitely took it.
Yeah.
I think it was when we were talking about the event and like I was basically like very, very excited about exactly how we were going to pitch the product, like what positioning we should take, etc. Right. And I think that's when I was like, yeah, this is exactly how we should do things. And I think when you speak with like that sort of opinion and clarity, people know that you care about it and that you actually having an opinion is a big deal, I would say.
Talk about the importance of having confidence in whatever you do.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
Talk about the importance of having confidence in what you do.
Sorry, I'm not understanding.
So it's like everything you do, you have confidence in yourself, right?
Yeah.
You have confidence in yourself, your talent, your ability. You have confidence in the product. Mm-hmm. Talk about the importance of like having confidence.
The importance of having confidence. I would say confidence has been like a big thing for me because I don't think I had it earlier career. Like in like coming into my first internship, I realized that confidence is what actually ignites curiosity. You have to be confident enough to be able to ask questions. You have to be confident enough to speak up and be vocal about things. And that's what actually lets you learn more. That's the biggest loss if you don't have any confidence, the lack of learning you'll get from taking risks.
And do you have people that work for you?
Yeah. I mean, I like to say work with.
Okay. Work with, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're a pretty small team. So I work with 11 other people. It's a pretty small startup. But
I'm guessing all ages, different skill sets.
Oh yeah,
male, female.
We only have like I am technically the youngest in the entire team. We do have 2 other people that are 1 year older than me, so we're all pretty young. But everybody else are like all the engineers are pretty experienced.
So have you handled like man, I'm Swetha, I'm kind of young. First of all, I'm a female. First of all, I'm like in my young 20s, out of college. How do you deal with like kind of like not telling people what to do, like, kind of collaborate with them, like, man, like, this guy's been engineering for 57,000 years, right? Is he gonna listen to what I say? Like, how do you, like, do all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I think at the beginning, this was a huge problem, actually, for me. But I realized that there's a difference between being, like, listening and learning from the people around you, and there's a difference between being insecure about your inexperience. One is important. You need to be humble and listen and make sure you understand where the experience, like what the experience like taught them, right? Because I don't have that. But it also doesn't mean that I have to put myself down or feel like I shouldn't be even talking to them because of my lack of an experience.
So how do you handle this? Right. So you're head of products. Obviously, you see everything, right? Suppose the developer says we need to do it like this, but no, we need to do it like this. How do you like? Okay, I respect your opinion, but we're going to do it this way without saying like we're going to do it this way, right? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think at the beginning that was a huge challenge for me, but it's how involved you get that really changes that. So the more customer conversations I was involved with, the more research I did into like similar products or competition, like into salespeople, because we're a sales tool. That's when you have more leverage, I guess, because nobody ever wants to be told, we're doing it this way because I said so. Yeah. You definitely want like, I talk to many customers, and this is a trend I've been seeing. Are like, this is something that I think would be beneficial. And of course, if they have a specific way that they think we should approach it, I'm all ears. But I think it's been a lot easier the more I realize that you need to just acquire more resources and support to back you up in these things.
Has the way you've done like customer discovery or customer interviews changed since you started?
Sorry, what was that?
Has like customer discovery changed in the way you do it since you started? Is there different questions now or something?
I think it's been evolving because we've been noticing like certain features that maybe we didn't think were such a big deal would be something that like customers would really latch onto. So we've definitely shifted the way we ask things because we kind of come in with new expectations, right?
Who is your like so-called like perfect customers? Like certain revenue stream company, certain industry, certain like revenue, whatever?
Well, our ideal customers, we've been talking to a lot of sales enablement people, CROs from all sorts of organizations, and they've been really latching on to the idea of our tool because I guess there's a lot of sales tools in the industry. Like it's
so many.
But I think what we do is we kind of take it like a step further. Like we do everything that they do, and then take it one step further.
Okay.
Right. We have like 3 pillars. It's called like augment, repeat, and coach. And essentially, like we don't call ourselves a sales execution platform. We call ourselves a sales augmentation platform because our whole tagline is to scale your expertise without increasing your headcount. Yeah.
So should a company already have like 4 or 5 salespeople already use you? Like should is for startups or is it like a enterprise company has like a team of 50 salespeople and they bring you on like?
Yeah. We can support big teams of salespeople, small teams of salespeople. We're actually like a big part of our product. It's like something that makes our product really unique is that we have a collaboration canvas that's like completely new idea. And it's basically to enable reps to collaborate with each other before, during, and after the meeting. Yeah.
Can you talk about your onboarding process? Like someone has a company and they bring you on. Talk about the onboarding process when somebody like hires you.
Yeah. Like Teameight onboarding.
Yeah.
Like
you brought on a shot glass company and they're using you now, right?
Okay.
How's the onboarding process work?
Yeah. So basically we usually start off with a small group of people that like are just going to be our starters, right? And we'll onboard them onto our web app, and they'll get access to our in-meeting experience as well. And they'll try that out for a few days, and they'll basically become like better at using it, right? And then we'll onboard more people, and basically these initial people that started off will also help mentoring, I guess, the newer reps that got onboarded onto it.
So how do y'all figure out your pricing? Like a lot of people would have struggle pricing, like how much to charge. So is it like how do you figure out your pricing, I guess?
Yeah. I guess we went off of like what made sense, I guess. I think there's a lot of ways that people price it that like, I think what really works well with my team is that we have like a lot of young people. So I actually didn't know much about like how people price things. I fully went in with researching what other people do and bringing like fresh new ideas to our exec team. So I think we came up with something that makes a lot of sense, I guess, for like what the product is. And I think customers really like it.
Cool. So I think one thing a lot of people underestimate is the importance of UX design in a product, right? Can you talk about the importance of product design for product?
Yeah, so we actually have a person who works on UX. Most teams actually don't, from what I understood. Like,
to me, that's so crazy.
Yeah. She was actually one of the first people that worked at Teammate. She was there before me. And I think every engineer actually really appreciates that, like having an actual design and like a vision for it really kind of makes their job easier.
Yeah.
So we definitely do prioritize that. It's a big deal for us. Like the user experience is a huge thing, more than people think it is, I guess. Yeah.
So I'm guessing you also have like a product roadmap, right? So a product roadmap, don't tell details, but like, is this you and the CEO figuring it out? You get input from the engineers, design, like how do y'all come up with a product roadmap?
Yeah. So how, I think from what I've understood, like this is my only, my first and only experience when it comes to this, but it's more so just hearing what our customers are saying and what customers are kind of interested in us, right? So like we get so much interest, and when we get on these calls, we hear what they think like we're doing, right? And what they would hope from our product and like their wish list, I guess, right? And we'll like cover a lot of those bases and we'll realize, oh wait, like there's something that maybe we should consider that would be even a better fit for this customer, right? And I think we kind of like go from there. At least that's from what I see. But I think our founders are really, they have like a really good vision. I feel like they've started multiple startups and they basically see something that like I have to like learn from, essentially. Yeah, it's like that industry experience.
Does the name Teammate mean anything, or was it just a random name they came up with?
It's actually kind of silly. So Teameight was supposed to be Teammate.
Okay.
But the domain doesn't exist.
As always,
somebody already took it. So
they probably want $10 million for it.
So it's kind of like a pun where it's like Teammate sounds like teammate.
Okay, that makes sense. If nothing else is a good story.
Yeah.
How has your like idea of building a product changed since you took this job?
Yeah, I think the other startup I was at, it was pretty established, so things were pretty rigid. So I kind of came in with that rigid mindset. But when you're in a startup, you have to realize that it's not about like what you think, like you can't be stuck in like a moment, right? Like you constantly have to evolve with everything and always be innovating, right? It's like a lot of thinking. You just have to be constantly thinking about like what others are doing and thinking about, okay, like, what do I not like about that? What do I like about that? And understanding your customer like so well, right? I think the biggest thing about it is just making sure that you don't get stubborn and stuck on one thing, which I think a lot of people can fall into. Like I found myself in that position a lot, and making sure that you're actually like listening and hearing the words behind what a customer is actually saying. Yeah.
So you've been at Teammate for a total 2 years to include your internship?
Yeah, it's been like 1.5 years.
1.5 years?
Yeah.
So do you still feel like you have to prove yourself that you belong there every day, or you're over that now?
I mean, I feel like proving myself is like the wrong attitude, I guess. Like I don't want to prove myself that I belong there, but I want to make it feel like we're a team, right? Like I need to make sure that we all work hard, and I'm working like hard because we are a really small team and we depend on each other. Yeah.
Talk about the decision you made. Like you made a decision, you're like, man, like I know I have the authority to make the decision, but I really don't know if I have the authority to make the decision, right? If that makes any sense, right?
Yeah. I think with experience that naturally kind of comes where you can start making calls which felt like they were pretty difficult in the past, but now that you know how things work, you can make calls pretty easily, right? So I think I've built a lot of confidence in that area. But also it's really great to have, like, we have a pretty supporting team. Like I work very closely with our CEO, and like he very much takes like our opinions and what we think into consideration.
And it's a plus you worked from before this even happened, so that's that's an advantage you have.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you also have a CTO.
Yes.
So how do you, the CTO and CTO, like kind of collaborate and like make decisions together?
Yeah. So I would say that we have like all of our roles kind of like blend into each other because we just all have like, we're excited about everything. So like CTO has a lot of product vision as well. Like he'll be doing a lot of research into like, he takes really close looks at the competitors, like likes keeping up with the newest newsletters and everything. So I definitely learn a lot from like what he actually brings to the table. So that's like our main way of collaborating. And we also like jump onto every customer call together. So we're all kind of in the loop with that.
So with customer calls, like everyone says you're a startup founder, talk to customer, right? Mm-hmm. But it's easier said than done, right? Like it's kind of hard to get, Tom Brown from, ABC Tone Company to go on a phone call with you because they're busy. Like, so how do you actually get people to jump on calls with you?
Yeah. So I've actually learned a lot about the sales process working here because I've been selling to salespeople, but also doing it myself, I guess. But I think it's just a lot of, there's like 3 different ways where it's like you know someone from the company, right? And you talk to them about what you're doing. And if it kind of lines up with what they're looking for, they're people that are more likely to give you time and listen to you. So that's definitely one of the most high success rate ways of doing it.
Nice.
And the other way is like through this cold outreach, and that's a tedious work. Yeah.
So I know a lot of people would tell you that cold calling doesn't work anymore. Does cold calling still work? You always hear the stats, only 2% answer the phone call, 1% this. Like, almost seems like a waste of time to do cold calling. But I know a lot of people still sure by it.
Yeah, I think cold calling actually does still work because it does work for us. Like when the person is in the place to listen, right? People are always busy. They're not going to be picking up random phone calls all the time. But if you get the right person at the right time, and let's just say you're talking to a sales enablement leader and you're saying, this is our solution. We provide continuous coaching to your reps. And we realize that this is a problem where reps aren't getting the coaching when they need it, right? And you have to schedule these random training dates and it's never consistent, right? And it takes a lot of manpower to get there. And if they resonate with that problem, they're interested in the solution and they're actively looking for that tool, right? Then you just made a hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all demoed last year at my tech event. What did you or the company get out of demoing at the event?
Yeah, so I think it was just really great to talk to people in that because the pitching is not just you speaking, it's like pitching to someone else and that person receives it in a sort of way, right? So it made me perfect like how I pitch to different people. And I think your event had types of people that I've never met before. So that was when I was still like really fresh into the role, and there were like VCs and like really diverse group of people. And there's different ways you should speak to different people based off their interests, like positioning yourself, right? That was like the fastest way for me to learn that.
Yeah, my thing was like, everyone said do a pitch competition. Like, everyone does pitch competition, right? I want to do something completely different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is AI sales, right? Is that even a thing? Like,
yeah. So when we say AI sales, it's not necessarily AI replacing sales. Our whole thing is augmenting, right? So make your best seller like repeatable across everything, right? Make your seller that just got onboarded feel confident and ramped up like in weeks rather than months, right? So it's basically taking what you already have and giving tools to improve confidence, preparation, all of this in the seller. So it's kind of, I feel like it's basically making, like our tagline is actually making selling human again, right? So by taking away a lot of the busy work and like stressors of the job, like that doesn't have anything to do with actually selling, because as a salesperson, you should be selling, not updating your CRM, doing like random
Yeah,
stuff, right?
I think I'm making this up. I think I saw a stat where like most salespeople spend like 75% of the time like doing quote unquote admin stuff versus actually selling, you know?
Exactly. So when you take those out of the equation and kind of automate it, you actually enable a rep to do what they love doing and what they're actually really good at. And they can put their whole head in it, right?
So Teammate, are you like a sales company, a tech company, an AI company, a product company? Like what kind of company are you?
Yeah, so we're an AI SaaS company. Yeah, so that's how I would explain it. But yeah, like I would say there's a lot of, like, as I said, there's a lot of AI sales tools, lots of CRMs, but we don't quite fit into those buckets. That's why we have to call ourselves an augmentation platform. Yeah.
And do y'all integrate with any other companies? Like do you integrate with HubSpot or Close.com? Do you integrate with any other companies?
Yeah, so we integrate with Salesforce and HubSpot. We have other integrations basically to make your workflow a little bit smoother. We integrate with your Google Calendar and pull from your meetings. We integrate with your emails and also pull from your email threads. This is like so that we can automate processes like follow-ups and updating your opportunities based off of your email threads and meeting conversations. Yeah.
So I'm sure this had never happened, but let's suppose in the future, a company come to you and say, you know what? I tried Teammate, horrible experience. I hate this company. I'm leaving, right? What would you do?
I guess this is an interesting one because we haven't had that yet. Yeah, so I think it's more so I would, if someone's leaving, I mean, there's maybe a small chance that they would stay, but at least what I've learned is that your main priority should always just be to collect feedback. Right?
Yeah.
So what exactly is it, right? Like, I hate your tool is not telling me much, right?
Yeah.
So if it's like, yeah, like I did not like the way you guys specifically did this thing. It was really hard to work with, made my workflow actually worse, you know, that's actually something that I can work with. And I feel like that's actually a good thing to hear. It's always good to hear negative feedback because as a person working for Teammate, I will always be 100% like, oh, what we got is amazing. But when you hear from other people like outside of the company, it's like a great learning opportunity and we always improve. We always take it. Yeah.
So how do you think building an AI product is different from like building another type of product?
Yeah. So I think building an AI product and another product, I don't think are very like completely different. But I would say like you kind of learn to not limit what your product does when you realize the capabilities of AI, I guess. Basically, AI like enables you to do things past what you thought your tool could do, and also enables your customers to ask, oh yeah, like if I ask this question to your Copilot, or if I ask this thing here, like what type of response would I get, right? Like there's just a lot of things where even like things that you get surprised by your own tools sometimes, by its capabilities. Yeah.
So Teammate, is this stuff you built internally, or like is it like a cloud wraparound, open wraparound is like stuff you built internally yourself?
Yeah. So we actually have we use multiple LLMs for different things. So like each one of these things that you just mentioned is good at like its own thing, right? So we basically optimize for using the best per like whatever it's good at, I guess. Yeah. So
from your point of view, what makes someone a good salesperson?
What makes someone a really good salesperson? I think this also comes from like me selling. What makes me feel like I'm being a better seller is being fully attentive, like listening, having a conversation, right? Like you can only build off of what the other person gives you. So asking questions, being actively engaged, listening to the pains of your customer and actually trying to help, right? When a customer mentions a specific pain point, seeing how you can link it to one of your own like solutions, right? So I think that's a big thing, like active listening and having that human conversation, right? Yeah.
So how do you deal with this? Like, of course, they tell you like, when you first build a product, talk to people you don't know, right? You talk to like your best friends, your mom, they're the best thing ever. But I think still, if you talk like, Tom Brown on the street, what do you think about this? They're still going to be like almost like too positive, right? Because no one wants to say, this is the worst thing I've seen in my life, right? Or this needs this, right? So how do you look at somebody's body language or the case you want to see and like, okay, I know he's telling me this is the best thing to slice bread, but like his body language is telling me like he'll never buy this, right?
Yeah, no, I think Seattle Tech Week was when I got like the most amount of feedback for Teammate, because you just pitch to everyone you meet, right? Everybody's talking about what they're doing. And I think first indicator is if they seem bored, then it's like, okay, like I don't really want to hear
when
this.
is this lady gonna shut up so I can leave?
Yeah.
It's like, please, this lady, please stop talking so I can leave.
No, exactly. That's a big indicator. And then another one would be, I would say, like, I actually like this a lot about our startup space. I think people actually are pretty honest about things, not in bluntly telling you this sucks, but they'll ask you a lot of hard questions.
Yeah. Have you thought about this? What if this happens?
Exactly. So they're skeptical. And once you hear that, like, you figure out what type of questions you can't answer, right? Like, especially as an intern, I was like, okay, I got to go back and ask my CEO.
You're like, I'm just an intern here.
Yeah, but like it puts me on the spot and it was good. I learned a lot from that.
Cool. What's the skill you don't have that you want to learn?
Actually, I just jumped into cold calling myself. I'm not a good cold caller. Like I've just grown a lot of appreciation for selling. It's a hard job and it takes a very specific skill set. And one of those things is you can be very personable when someone can see your face.
Yeah, it's hard to be personable with the phone.
It's really hard to be personable when you're just some random dude ruining someone's day.
Time you might call someone up and they might have had an argument with the wife or like whatever, or the bad mood. You never know, right?
Yeah. I think it's just something that you have to keep doing to get better at. But I've seen really good SDRs like doing what they do, and I'm like, that's impressive. It's like seeing magic happen in front of you.
Do you track stuff like time of day you call, like if you call from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. you get more like impact? Or
oh yeah, there's definitely times that are more beneficial to do outreach. I mean, what I've been trying with, I haven't been trying too many different hours. I've only just started. So we try towards the end of the day because I feel like people usually aren't in meetings.
Yeah, after 5, most people are in charge, like everyone's gone. Then yeah. But
also, like, I think it really makes you think about the other person because, like, for example, if you're reaching out to people in New York, maybe you don't want to call at 5. Maybe they're trying to make their public transport, right? And they're going to be frustrated with you. Yeah.
So when you're building your product, right, I thought this covered, like, you do the like 2-week sprint thing, the agile thing? Like, how do you actually do that?
Yeah, so we do 1-week sprints, actually. Okay. So we're quick. Like, we'll get feedback. Like, if a customer's like, yeah, like, I think this would be better for my workflow, and or they're like, yeah, I'm having an issue with this. Like, one thing that I'm incredibly proud of for our team is that we immediately hop on things. Like, our support is great. And I think that's one thing customers love about us too, because they feel heard. Right?
Is the team out in Seattle? You have people here in India, all over the world. Like, where's the team actually at?
Yeah, so we have a team here. So we have 5 people in Seattle. We have a couple people in Greece. Because
I was expecting Greece.
Yeah, nobody does. Our CTO actually lives there.
Okay.
So a lot of people are hired out from there. And then we have a couple of people in India as well.
So how do you manage the time, right? Is like everything based on Seattle time for the meetings? Like, how you manage the time zone for everyone? Yeah,
that was actually a huge thing. We had like right now we're basically having time where we're kind of trying to align with the other team and seeing like what overlap can we have. So we try to have a 4-hour period of time where we can talk to everybody. So everybody can reach out to anybody during these 4 hours. So it has to be like reasonable for everyone. So what that is like our morning. And I think it would be like India's nighttime and Greece's like kind of evening time, I think. So like that's when the overlap is, but it took a lot of finicking with our schedules to figure out like what actually overlapped.
And how y'all communicate? You use Slack, Teams, Zoom? Like what's your communication channel?
Yeah, we like using Slack a lot. I'm like way too dependent on Slack now that I need to get better at checking other things as well. Yeah, Slack is what we use. We use email. We take meetings on Zoom, Teams, everything. It's actually how we test our application because we have our in-meeting product, right? So what we learned is like the obvious, where it's like you should be using your tool all the time. So we like honestly for like every daily stand-up, we switch the meeting provider.
Yeah. So how do you go about making sure you're a professional, develop yourself?
Yeah, so I think it's really easy to get caught up in the small things like day to day and not really think about the bigger picture, both when it comes to the role and your professional development. But I think what really helps is like every few months, just like thinking, okay, what have I learned? Where do I want to be? Like, is this where I wanted to be at this point? Am I behind? Am I ahead? What can I do to get where, like, achieve my goal, essentially? Like, those check-ins are really important. Yeah.
So you got interest in tech in 9th grade, right?
Yeah.
So you're like 14, 15 years old, I think?
Yeah. I mean, I was interested in STEM. I really liked biology, but I liked every science. So yeah.
When you were 15, right?
Yeah.
So what would a 15-year-old Swetha say about you today?
Yeah, I think she'd be pretty surprised about where I am. Because I think I was like all over the place back then. I was like, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be that. So I think, yeah, that's actually a really nice question. I think I would be really surprised and really happy with the place I was in.
And did you grow up here or in India?
I grew up here,
All right.
born and raised.
Born and raised, okay. And but were your parents born and raised you too, or India?
Oh, no. They moved here a few years before I was born. And then, yeah. So I'm the only person who was born in Seattle.
You ever go back to India? Or you ever go to India?
Oh, yeah. We go back like almost every other year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do your parents say about, I'm sure you had different experiences. Your parents ever tell you stories about coming to America, like the culture shock or whatever? Or like, did they ever say, Swetha, you're not appreciative, right? You were born in America, right? You have all this stuff going on for you. We had to travel from India and all this stuff going on.
Yeah. I think like, that's like the immigrant story, right? Every immigrant kid can kind of talk about that. Especially like, they talk about their time. I feel like my parents are really proud of the fact that they grew up in India and their experiences there, because I think it was a time when like computer science was just coming up when they started learning it. So it was completely new, but it was a new big thing, right? Yeah. And that's what kind of got them the opportunity to come over here. And I feel like for them, it's like, I don't think they ever say I'm not appreciative, but it's more so,
you had it too easy.
You do, yeah. I wouldn't say like, at least now I would say like with the way things are getting harder for new grads, they don't really say that much anymore. Yeah.
So why should someone use Teameight? Like what's the ROI you can provide? What's the advantage you provide?
Yeah. So like ROI that we see is like faster ramp in reps. We see faster pipeline, like going through those the sales process stages is quicker because one of our main features is an AI SME. So essentially for every call that you would maybe need to defer it to a sales engineer because you can't answer a specific technical question that the prospect has, we can basically make that process faster by basically inviting in these AI SMEs. So that's what moves the pipeline faster. And from this, we also see that we have a higher win rate as well, because when things move faster, more efficiently, and everything is done well, like because we also track if they're following your playbook. One thing actually uniquely that we do is we identify winning plays. So like if a rep is doing something really well in a specific deal, we'll notice patterns across them where it's like, okay, these discovery questions are doing really well. And we'll suggest updates to your playbook so you can actually know what things are actually making people win, and you can spread it across your entire organization.
So you say you track the win rates, right? So how do you track that? How do you prove that this is actually real data?
Yeah. So basically, we have like a CRM type UI where we basically track the deal from beginning till end. So we pull from your Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever CRM you use, and basically take all of your interactions into account. Since we enter your meetings, we have your meeting context. We have all of your email context, and we have all of your assets as well. So like all of your battle cards, slides, etc. And basically taking in all this information, we progress through the deal with you, right? And after several of these deals, some of them get losses, some of them get wins. We'll recognize those patterns. We'll know the exact things that a rep said in a meeting to progress a deal stage, and we'll know exact things a rep said to completely lose the deal, right? And we'll basically build this whole library of context to build, to basically.
So has this happened? Like, suppose you had your product roadmap. I want to make it like, so suppose you did a product roadmap, you put a feature on Teammate, right? Has it happened like you put a feature on Teammate and you're like, man, this ain't working, and you took it off?
I don't think we've ever taken something off of Teammate.
Okay.
Because nothing's ever not worked. It's more so maybe we missed some specific thing that would make it even better, right? Like a customer might ask us, oh, this is amazing. Do you guys have this like thing, right? And then we're like, oh wait, we should actually. Yeah. Right? So then we'll like add on to it. Yeah.
So how do you prevent feature creep? Customers like, I want, this is great for right-handed people, I want it for left-handed people, right? Like how do you like prevent feature creep?
Yeah. So a big thing is just knowing who you are. I learned that because I think when you get onto these customer calls, especially in the beginning, you're like, oh man, this person doesn't like this. Like, we got to get rid of it. Or like, this person loves this. We got to keep pushing this. And it's easy to take extremes because it's like, well, this one person said this, right? Yeah. But you kind of have to like know exactly what your tool is, right? Like you need to, like, you have to at least have that clarity, right? Yeah.
So what industry, you're forever, what industries are your main customers right now?
Yeah. So sorry, 1 second.
Okay. We can go back to the question later. So back in mountain climbing, right? So I'm guessing like when you mountain climb, like things cost a different amount of money, but does like how to put this, like, does the brand name really matter? Like the brand name, the cost of the equipment really matter? Or is like an ice pick, ice shovel, a helmet's a helmet, you know?
I mean, I would say you're trusting your life on this equipment. So definitely getting a credible brand is worth it.
So, okay.
Yeah, definitely only, if you have the money for it, definitely buy something that's, don't buy cheap things.
Okay. Yeah. And how many times do you do this? Like once a year, twice a year?
Yeah, so for training, you should, like, any big peak, I don't do more than like 2 per year.
Okay.
But like the leading up to it, you have to do a lot of intense peaks to get to that point. So you find yourself I do like a hike almost like 2 times a week or 1 time a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And you live in Seattle itself or somewhere else?
Yeah, so I used to live on the east side.
Okay.
But now I live in Seattle proper.
Okay, all right. What have you learned about yourself since working at Teammate?
I think I realized that, sorry, 1 second. My bad. Excuse me. I think I learned that I guess I could find myself in a position like this. I guess like this wasn't really the track I thought like I was going in for, you know. Most of my peers like that I've seen like graduate before me jump into Amazon or Microsoft. Those are really big companies here. And that's kind of what my goal was, right? Where it's like, okay, just get a job, right? But after like finding my own interests, I realized that maybe that wasn't quite what I wanted to pursue immediately. I just wanted to explore more options for myself. And I think finding myself here, I'm like, wow, I've learned quite a bit,
So Teammate, was it like, you saw what Teammate was doing, you went to the guy say, hey, I want to work for you, or was it like more like him coming to you?
Yeah, so basically I knew that Peru was here, like at UW, because our office space is actually in UW. It's one of the co-working spaces that UW provides startups. And so we basically work out of there. And so I just wanted to check out what they were doing. And he talked to me about what they do and showed me the product. And I asked for the opportunity, like if they were providing it. And that's kind of how it kind of jumped into this.
So no job application, no sending resumes. It was just like,
I mean, yeah, I still had to send my resume.
yeah, okay. I mean, but it was like just throw it on the void,
Yeah, we're just like, let me just see if it's an option.
I think that's a lot of people don't realize. Like most jobs are found, like you found out right by somebody you already know. Like maybe back in the day of work, you send your resume out and somebody randomly picked you up. But now it's like you pretty much have to know someone already, right?
Yeah.
Whether that's fair or not, I mean, who knows, right? I'm not there to discuss that, but that's the way things are. I think and always have been for a while.
Especially with I think with startups for sure, like you definitely want it to be maybe someone you've worked with in the past, because you already know how they work. But also I would say at least from what I've been hearing from my friends at their big company, they don't really know if referrals really do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can either go either way.
That's true. What's your take on the tech space in Seattle?
Sorry, what?
What's your take on the tech space in Seattle?
I mean, I started off in the SF Palo Alto area. So I think I'm directly comparing to that.
Yeah.
And I would say that I used to think that there wasn't a startup scene here at all until I realized that there was.
Yeah.
And that's partially because I didn't even live in Seattle proper.
Yeah.
I lived on the east side where it's all big tech, right? But I would say what I really do like about Seattle is that it doesn't have, it has so many startups, there's so many people that do want to innovate, even though it's not quite a pushed thing here.
Yeah.
In SF, it's if you're there, you should make a startup.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost peer pressure.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Here it's there isn't that sort of expectation, yet people have that desire to do it. And I feel it kind of fosters a different type of mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Is there any other hobbies going to start anytime soon?
Any new hobbies? I think I've been into basketball recently.
Okay. So
that's kind of random. Started watching the NBA.
Okay.
So trying to get into basketball.
So what do you do for fun? I know you do mountaineering, but I don't know if that's really fun or not, What do you do for just fun, kind of unwind,
Yeah, I think I'm definitely an outdoors person. I think especially since it's summer in Seattle, it's great to be outside.
Yeah, like a joke, when it's nice here, it's nice. When it's not, it's not.
Yeah, I think being outside keeps me sane. So being outside, moving my body, I think is a big thing. I don't have any sedentary hobbies, actually.
Yeah.
Every single thing that I do requires me to move around.
I'm sure you've been to the new
Waterfront, yeah.
And they did such a great job with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised. I just knew they were gonna fuck it up, and build some grotesque, ugly thing. Whoever did that, they did a great job on that. It's so nice.
Yeah, I fully didn't even know that I was there.
Yeah.
I was on.
Yeah,
since I've been here.
I found 4 months after they built it, right?
Yeah, same. I think I found out 2 months ago.
Yeah.
From today. It was kind of crazy to see it because I just remember the really ugly overpasses that were there beforehand.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you say you're a vegan?
Yeah, yeah.
How long have you been a vegan?
I've been a vegan for I think 8 years now.
Okay, what made that decision? Health reasons? Just want to be different, or you don't want to kill animals?
Yeah, so my family actually took that decision together, and I was at an age where I just ate my mom's food, so it kind of worked out for me. But I do think I do agree with the ethical reasons of not eating animals. I don't have any strong opinions about what other people do. It's just a personal choice.
Yeah. So what would have to happen for you to eat something like meat? Though that's never going to happen.
I mean, obviously, like I'll do everything in my power to make sure that I don't eat any meat.
Yeah.
But there have been some incidents where like, I think I went to Dozone or like some dumpling place, right?
Yeah.
And you can't really see what's inside of the dumpling.
Yeah.
And you take a bite and you're like, oh, that's not veggies. So like, you can't.
So can you pretty much like be blindfolded and be able to taste meat now?
Sorry, what?
Can you be like blindfolded and taste something, know what it is?
Not really.
Okay.
I think it's more so just like, because there's also like vegan meats and things, so it's like hard to tell sometimes.
Remember they had that thing called like Impossible Burger?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah. I would say like I wasn't a huge fan of meats even before I was vegan.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have like that much of a.
That's funny. I didn't understand, right? All these people like they're vegan, right? And this is all good. But they were like make like fake meat. Like, if you hate meat so much, why are you making fake meat, right? Just eat like your vegetables, right?
Yeah. I actually, about that. So basically like a lot of people who eat like vegan, right, it's most likely because of the ethical reasons where they just don't want to kill something, but they love the taste.
Yeah.
It's like a childhood, like they love a hot dog, you know, they just want that. So basically they're just trying to replicate that, but without any of the harm, right?
Yeah.
So,
do you have any like favorite vegan dishes?
Favorite vegan dishes? I would say like India has a lot of naturally vegan
Eating is like
things.
a lot of vegan dishes in India, right?
It's really, really friendly.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I'm pretty surprised. Most cuisines have a lot of naturally vegan things. Yeah. It just takes a bit of discovering. And it's also not usually the popular dishes that have been like westernized. It's more so like the more traditional like things, like the simple things people eat at home. Yeah.
Does Teammate have anything going on the next few weeks, few months that people should know about, like new product releases or any events?
Oh, we're always releasing something.
Yeah.
We're always releasing a lot of things. So there's always something to look forward to. But in July, we are having a Seattle Tech Week talk.
Okay.
On Wednesday, I believe, July 27th, I think.
What's that going to be at?
That's going to be at CoMotion.
Okay.
That's the UW startup hall space. It'll be a lot of fun. We're having a lot of panelists, all really cool people. So we're just going to have like a fireside chat and everybody can like ask questions as well. That's something really fun to look forward to. Yeah.
What's like a quote unquote normal day for you? Like you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you climb a mountain, hike 10 miles,
oh no,
go play some basketball,
Yeah.
What's a normal day for you?
So a normal day for me, I would say like it's mostly taken up by work. So wake up, work. After work, I'll go for a run maybe. Hiking is mostly reserved for the weekends because even to just get out to them, it takes like an hour or 3 sometimes. It's usually just like dancing, going outdoors, spending time with friends. Pretty regular, yeah.
So how do you do this? Like today's Thursday, supposed to work tomorrow's Friday, right? I'm guessing you have like a list of things to do 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you make sure you do things 1 and 2 versus things 9 and 10? How do you make sure you like prioritize the right things?
Yeah, I think lots of things shuffle around so often because so many new things just keep popping up on our plates because we're so fast moving and we're always like getting new customers, onboarding new things. Like there's a million things happening. But it's always just like make sure you have like a chunk of time where you can just like work on what you need to work on, especially in like a management, like leadership position. Like you could just spend the entire day talking to people, but that's not going to get you anywhere.
So are you the type of person like, are you like, okay, Monday 9 to 12 is only like design. Tuesday 2 to 3 is only this. Do you like do things in block? You just like go back and forth? We
definitely have blocks that we're very disciplined about, like 1 to 2 hour blocks. Like for example, I need to start cold calling, right? So like I chunk out a time of my day to start cold calling. But you have to be flexible, I guess, especially when like we always prioritize our customers. So like we need to always put that first and it just jumbles up things always. Yeah.
So do you do cold calling? Like how much research do you do? Do you just like do an hour research and you find every minute detail about it? Or you just like get the number and call?
It's like a get the number and call. Yeah. I feel like I found out like how like SDRs kind of do it, where there's like tools for it. So we use this tool where we basically pull all the numbers and we filter based off of their, like if they're a fit, like if they actually would care about Teammate. We're not going to pitch Teammate to some dev, right?
Yeah.
And then we just go from there. If they pick up and they're interested, that's great for us. If they're not interested, then we move on. Don't waste any more of their time.
So what do you have going on next few weeks or months that people should know about?
Next few weeks?
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking to quite a few people, and it's like feature-wise, or?
I mean, just no, you personally.
Oh, going on for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the beginning of summer, which is great for hiking. So I'm going to go on some multi-day trips, probably over the weekends, for getting to the top of like, we're maybe planning for Mount Olympus, which is like the highest peak in the Olympic mountain range. That's pretty exciting. Yeah.
So the dancing you do you ever do it like for out in public for performance art, or you just do it like, more private?
Yeah. So we do public performances. Recently it's been a little bit less. But yeah, my dance school, like my dance teacher is pretty established in the dance scene in Seattle. So we get quite a few opportunities through her, even though I've like graduated, I guess, from the dance school. So we have a lot of opportunities.
So it seems like you're a pretty goal-driven person, right? So like, how do you do your goals? Do you like set goals each week for the month? Like, suppose it's like July 1st. You say, okay, today's July 1st. By the July 3rd, I need to have done blah, 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 blah.
I think I set my goals kind of by phases of my life. So when I graduated, I was like, okay, this is a big transition that's happening, right? So like maybe I should set some goals and check in on myself. And like this year, one thing was, even though I was the one who graduated last year, it felt like a huge shift this year because all of my friends who went to UW are leaving this year. So I realized, oh man, like things are going to change quite a bit, where after work, I might not have my friends to go and hang out with. Like they're going to be in like New York or something. So when like big changes happen or big moves, like if I'm changing apartments or something like that, I'll make a list of like, okay, like where do I want to see myself? Like if I change because of my environmental changes, I want to make sure that it's a good change, not something detrimental.
So I recently saw this, and I think it's true. It sounds true, but there's a stat that says every 5 years, 95% of people change.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's pretty accurate,
Yeah, and it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Change is always good, even though it's very scary.
That either like you outgrow them, they outgrow you, or like whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least for me, I don't think I've ever outgrew anyone.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just
Different
exciting
priorities.
and interesting to see what they become. Yeah.
Yeah. So with Teammate, what is a goal for Teammate? Obviously, be the number one sales platform in the world, or like dominate, or like what's the goal for Teammate?
Yeah. So I think Teammate is doing a lot of things like that I just don't see other places. Like because like when you see a field like a area with just so many tools, I still look at us and I'm like, wow, we take things to the next step, right? Like we do a lot of things that make so much sense that people really want.
Yeah.
And I think at least my goal for Teammate is I want people to use us and get those results, right? Like when we are presenting this ROI and when they use it and it finally clicks for them, it's like there's nothing more rewarding than that, I guess. Yeah.
So I think like today's like June 18th. I think yours half over with. So fast forward to December 31st. What needs to happen by the end of the year for you to say, you know what, this was a successful year for Swetha?
I mean, I think we're already on that track, which is great. But like, I think basically seeing the results of building out this product, right?
Yeah.
We've been focused on building and like getting us out there. And then by December, I think we'll get a lot of traction. Like I think we'll get a lot of people looking at us. Yeah.
I guess y'all track like customer growth, all these growth metrics every month, every week.
Yeah.
Is there a point where like a startup like needs to stop tracking growth? Like, like, okay, because you only grow like 10% every day for so long, right? So what happens like you're growing and then, okay, you don't stagnate, but like you're a part of the success. Okay, like we really can't grow anymore, right?
Yeah, I think since we're still at the beginning, at least I feel like we're at the beginning, I would always just want to be updated and
grow.
Know what's happening. You know, like why stop? Why slow down?
So what metrics do you track as head of product?
Yeah, so like we check all of these things pretty often, especially because I'm definitely more product leaning, right? But we also have GTM. Like I have GTM in my title.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot that I'm learning from our founders about that, because like they have so much experience around this, right? So I'm learning a lot from them, doing my own research and realizing that like these things have to be regularly monitored, at least from my understanding, just to like have a good understanding of what's working and what's not. Yeah.
So what has to happen like for you to get upset? You know, like you tell someone to do, they don't do it, or like someone doesn't meet expectations. What makes you upset?
What makes me upset? I guess it's like this happened at least at the beginning for me, where I think I had issues with communications, you know, like you have to communicate everything properly. And then same with others, right? So like, I guess this is like a very generic thing, but most people might say this, but I get frustrated when like something could have been avoided by just someone saying something, right? But I think we've all, like, we're such a tight-knit team now that like we just don't even run into those types of issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have asked you this already, but what have you learned about yourself since doing this job?
Yeah, so I think I realized that I can take a lot of pressure, I guess. Like I've always put myself like in situations where I've been uncomfortable or a little bit stressed out, and I always came out happy with myself. But I think like ever since joining here, I've been put into so many scenarios where I just didn't even think I would find myself in, almost on a daily basis, where I just feel like I'm being like put on the spot, and I feel like I'm surprised and happy with myself in the way that like I'm able to handle all of it and learn from it. Yeah.
Do you know what product hunt is?
Sorry, what?
You know what product hunt is?
Product hunt?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, never mind. I'll tell you
No,
about
please,
it.
yeah.
So it's this thing. It's like a lot of products that put on there, right? I'll show you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. And so back to product roadmap, right? Like, is a product roadmap like 2 months ahead of time, 3 months ahead of time, or just depends?
Well, it's good to have like all of those things lined up, right?
Yeah.
Like, every few months you just have to like keep looking and it'll keep changing, honestly. So at least that's from my understanding.
Yeah. So what's your actual title? Is it head of product, VP of product? What's your actual title?
Mine's the head of product.
Okay.
Head of product and GTM. Yeah.
Okay. So why head of product? Is this a name you came up with yourself? Like your CEO gave it to you, or like?
As in, I think it's something me and my CEO came up with together. Yeah.
So what do you see for yourself in the future? Like, do you see yourself being a teammate the rest of your life? Do you see like going to become VP of product at Microsoft? Like,
I mean, this is like, I really am, I'm fully bought into Teammate, right? So like, I'm fully
all
in it. I'm all in it. Yeah.
Cool. So Teammate, who are your competitors? Like off the top of your head?
I mean, one competitor that, we have like quite a few. There's like some that line up in some areas. We're kind of like, we do a lot of things.
Everything, okay.
So like there'll be like an overlap with a certain number of tools here and there. But like specifically for like I would say like maybe Win AI is one that's we've been hearing every now and then. Yeah, but Attention or Gong.
Okay, I've heard of Gong.
Yeah, Gong's a popular one. But see, like none of these tools actually line up exactly with what we're doing in the sense that they just cover portions of it.
Okay.
So like, let's just take Gong, for example. They'll do like call recordings. They'll do post-call like transcripts and analysis and all that type of stuff, right? Like record keeping. And also like basically automate things to do with your CRM. People usually have like Salesforce and Gong together. But what we do is like we have the in-meeting experience part. We have like the coaching, and we have the continuous aspect of that before, during, and after. We have like the repeatable aspect of it, of monitoring like your sales framework and like what people are doing that makes wins, right? Like all these things like kind of put us in a different place altogether other than these like competitors, right?
So how do you do this? Like suppose you call someone and they say they have Gong, right? Like how do you convince them to leave Gong to you, right? Because what I can't, there's a term called where like you leave a company for another company, there's a price you pay, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you convince them to pay that cost to switch to you?
Basically, it's like what we say is it's like the cost of inaction, right? Like if you choose to stay with them, then you might not actually be covering all your bases, right? So like they might be using like a plethora of tools to cover all of their use cases, because especially like Gong is like an established company, like they do exactly what they do and they're like good at what they do, but like they won't cover all of the areas, right? So you need to like find other tools to like fill in those gaps. What we're kind of doing is we're saying, you just need one. You just need us. You don't need to get all of these guys to supplement, right? Like you can get one thing that will fill all of your use cases essentially. Yeah.
Here's one for you. Like obviously there's like hundreds of sales tools, hundreds of marketing tools, hundreds of fill the blank tools, right?
Yeah.
What's your recommendation to someone who's trying to decide to use a tool to pick, right? Because there's so many tools, no one has time to like do the full research. Like, how should someone like actually like, okay, decide what tool to use?
Yeah. I think it's really a couple of things. So it's a really strong discovery, right? Like I guess I'm talking in sales terms, but like asking the right questions and understanding like, at least from the salesperson's perspective, is your tool a good fit for their use cases, right? Because there's times where it's like, yeah, like they have an issue that's not actually like around sales augmentation. It's about something else entirely. So we need to like determine, oh, okay, this is actually in a different realm than what we're actually selling for. In the same way, like when you get introduced to a product, you have to see like what actually like tackles all of your pain points, right? And see like how people are evolving, right? Like things keep evolving, tools keep evolving, and new things keep appearing, right? Like especially when I talk to sales enablement people, they have a pretty focused view on how they think coaching should go, because they've only been exposed to certain types of coaching tools and they're just okay with a certain way of doing it. But when we introduce our product, where we show like how we enable reps to do coaching themselves in a very intuitive and easy way, it's definitely like a wow moment for them. It's really cool to see them like have that moment in the meeting.
Are you able to tell us the origin story of Teameight?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely probably the fourth best person to tell you that. But it's basically that our founders, Peru, Christos, China, they all used to work at a different company, and specifically Peru and Christos, since they were the founders, I mean, part of the C-suite of that company. You know what they say, like nobody sells the product better than the founders themselves, right? So they would find themselves on calls, right? And this is not scalable at all. Like their salespeople would be like, you know what, let me put you on call with my CEO or my CTO, right? And that just does not scale. So basically coming from that pain of like, okay, like how do we enable our salespeople to be able to handle these types of questions, you know, like even like whether it's through training them in different types of ways, if it's either through like augmenting them by providing resources in the meeting when it's like important, right? Or post meeting, like knowing how to handle certain type of interactions through like email or etc. Right? Yeah.
Is there anything else I asked you that I haven't asked you yet, or anything else you want to talk about?
Not particularly, yeah.
Okay.
Like this has been a fun conversation.
Cool. Yeah. What's some social media? How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my LinkedIn is a really great way to get in touch with me. Yeah, I would say that's the biggest
LinkedIn main one, okay.
Yeah, LinkedIn's main one.
And talk more about this event you're doing July 27th. How can people sign up for that?
Oh yeah, there's a Luma link through the Seattle Tech Week. I think they open it on June 25th.
Okay.
Like all the events will be available then.
Okay.
But definitely look out for us there. Yeah.
So what's your advice to like a college junior out there, like thinking about tech, product, whatever, like what's your advice to them?
My advice is definitely just to jump into whatever you think is interesting at this point. I feel like nobody has anything to lose. With the way things are right now, I'm like, literally let's just do it.
I know.
Just send it. Yeah.
I know, right? What they can do is say no. But all they're gonna do is say no. That's
just try. Yeah, like there's nothing worse than feeling the regret of not trying. Yeah,
because you never know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's suppose there's a person out there in college, and they want to be involved with Teammate, right? Whether internship or whatever. How can they like get in touch with you, or like how will they impress you, like for you to give an opportunity, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think one big part of this is just understanding what problem we're solving and what new perspective you can bring and showing an understanding of the customer itself, right? I think those are big indicators for us that like you're really interested in us.
Yeah. What's it looking for? So a Teammate, so we talk about growth, talk about your product. So as far as like being like India, Seattle, and Greece, like how you make sure everyone's on the same page, like the cultures are the same, so to speak, right? Like,
yeah, I feel like I've never really felt that cultural gap. I would just say like maybe it's just like the way people speak is a little bit different. Like maybe like it's just like the tone or like the method that a person speaks, right? Like just getting used to that, I guess, because it's like a cultural norm to speak in a certain type of way, right?
Yeah.
But I think that was pretty easy to get used to because you realize that like, oh, everybody talks to each other like this. Like it's completely normal. Yeah.
So you ever wake up in the morning and tell yourself, man, Faith, I'm doing some dope ass shit here. Like I'm doing some fucking big things here.
Yeah. I think I think it's really cool. Like I definitely do feel that way.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not every single day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like sometimes you just have that moment when you're like just existing and you're like, oh,
yeah,
wait, like we've come a really long way and we're doing some pretty big things here.
So how do you do that? I think a lot of people, like they work on whatever they're working on. Like, man, I'm not doing nothing. But they look back 6 months, like, oh shit, I've done a lot of stuff in 6 months. Right? How do you like do that?
Yeah, I think it just happens randomly. Maybe there's like a better way of doing it, but I think sometimes I'll be sitting next to like our UX designer and she'll be looking like at our old version of a Figma and we just see, wow.
Like, wow, we actually put that out.
Yeah. Like a lot of things have changed. We've improved so much. Like, and like, that's what people love to see, right? Like constantly improving.
So random question, why the colors you picked?
Oh.
Why those specific colors?
You would have to ask our UX person.
Okay.
She was fully in charge of that.
Okay.
But I think that was fully her choice.
Yeah.
I think she said that it was a like up and coming, like new, like
because I know there's like a color wheel, psychology of colors. You know, this color means that. This color means this. You know.
Yeah, maybe
it's very scientific. Yeah,
but I think it's pretty. I like the purple. I like that. It doesn't quite look entirely purple, you know?
Yeah, actually, and I definitely love the design of the 8, right? How is it different?
Yeah. We used to have a different logo, actually. That one's our newest one, and we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah. All right. Swetha, so last time, anything else you want to talk about? Or could be anything? Yourself, the company?
Yeah.
No pressure.
Definitely feeling the pressure. Yeah, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay, no worries. Hey, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, actually, now that I think about it, I'm sorry about that. I guess, like, did you have any other questions that you wanted to ask me about Teammate or, like...
No, I think we're pretty covered. I mean, the future seems bright. You're gonna dominate. You're gonna gong out the market pretty soon.
Yeah, fair enough.
So here's one, so right now you integrate with Salesforce and HubSpot, right? Is a plan to eventually replace those companies with their own internal stuff?
I guess what we're seeing is that a lot of the customers that we work with will have like Salesforce or HubSpot, right? Like as their main preference in CRMs. And like the integration is just to make sure that we work with their existing stack. Because you don't necessarily always want to replace everything, right? Because that's just not always how that works. It's also to work with things that they already have so they don't feel like they're purging everything.
Here's one for you. let's suppose they're coming out there and they're like, we're gonna replace HubSpot. They come to you and say, hey, I know you have an integration with HubSpot. We're gonna be building HubSpot. We want to integrate with you. How would that work?
I guess we haven't really ran into that situation yet, but I think it's more so like if there is a real case of people using that tool, then that makes sense.
Okay. And your product is all over the world right now? Like you have customers everywhere?
Yeah, we have, right now I think it's mostly in the US, but I think we're pretty all over the place.
Okay. And like your customer service, you have like someone on call 24/7. Like how's your customer service work?
Yeah, so since we have teams all over the place, it kind of works out where we don't need someone on call 24/7 because there is always someone awake. So I guess we kind of have 24/7 customer service because of these time zones. Yeah, it's honestly perfect.
Yeah. So how do you determine if someone is doing customer service the right way, right?
Yeah, so we have a pretty good way of doing it. I think we've never had we've handled every single situation so well that I think the biggest pro that any customer working with us has ever said was that they respond so quickly, right? I didn't realize how big of a deal that was until I started working where people say the number one thing that they care about is customer service. Right?
Yeah, it's so big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. They always say the customer's always right. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, right?
Yeah. The customer is always right in the sense that they know what they want, right? As in they think they also know what they want. But it's also just you are within the capacity of where you are positioning yourself, right? As a product. So to make my customer completely happy, then I would be financing, sales,
the product would be
everything,
$3.99.
Yeah, everything, right? So I guess customer is always right. Doesn't quite apply to this space because of that. Just because we also find ourselves in the position where it's okay, what makes the most sense for our product, and also what makes sense for them, right? If we deliver something, do you think they would be completely satisfied with for exactly what they asked for? Sometimes people say things because they're maybe just an idea, this might be a good option. But then when they actually use it, they'll be oh, I hate this, right? So it's up to us to also take what they say and then understand exactly what they're really asking for. What's the pain behind that ask, not literally what they asked for, right?
So obviously people like India and Greece, they're remote. But if you're in Seattle, all five of you go to the co-working space every day, or is it hybrid? How's that work for y'all?
Yeah, we're 5 days in person.
Okay.
So yeah, it's nice. We get to see each other every day.
Yeah. So that's been working out for you, the in-person thing?
Oh yeah. We like each other. So
that's a plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, Swetha, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. But it's crazy. We haven't seen each other for a year.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me.
Yes. To our listeners, thank you for your time as well. Remember to be great every day.